Hey guys, I'm posting it on June the 9th because today is a very special day for some reason I'm not gonna really go into right now. Because I want to do this one vlog to continue the series off because I've been very busy, as you guys know. I'm also in the middle of trying to talk to some people about the big review for Battle Royale that's coming out on June 13th, I believe, where I gotta talk to some people about the final details on the script beforehand. But aside from that, though, today is another suggestion from my. Sorry. Today is another suggestion from my little sister Jasmine, who wanted me to talk about food. However, instead I'm going to switch it up by talking about not food that I've eaten, but my whole culinary stuff about food that I've made over the years. And these are basically the 7 dishes I've made so far in my whole future big recipe book. Now, the first dish I ever actually made for people was a veggie only wrap that I made from lettuce. I think it was kelp. It was like a kelp imbued bread layer, and then I used corn, rice, and a little bit of vinaigrette as the sauce inside to cement the flavor, and that became a purely veggie dish that I made for just a simple thing that I wanted to call I think it was called a trident wrap, because the taste buds for it were sort of something you get from the taste of Poseidon's own child, where it would be sort of salty from the paper itself, from the seawater's own bedding, and then the taste buds inside would just hit you with like a giant surge. The second dish I remember making was a 3-cheese lasagna, but here's the kicker: with chicken sausages sauteed with mushrooms embedded inside each bit of the chicken sausage, laced inside thin, I repeat, thin pasta bedding on top of it, with just homemade marinara sauce with oregano seasoning within each layer of it, to just cement an entirely pure 3-cheese layered chicken lasagna. And when I made this for my good friend of Julian for his big meeting stuff that got him in the big job that he's in now, which is of marketing for fashion, his bosses were really impressed. But I let him take the credit for it because I didn't want to have anything to do with those fucking bigwigs. I don't really do well with international fashion people, and the company that he works for, which I was given a whole bunch of documents to sign off not saying who they are because I don't want to give away bullshit. They aren't really people that I trust with fashion, because all the stuff they make is gaudy and only people with half a mind buy them. I'm looking at you, Paris Hilton. The third dish I've made was actually my first ice cream based dish, where it was pure vanilla, but I used a bit of some blueberry paste to just grind up in my hands to just put inside of some sherbet ice cream, and I mixed it all together in a small little vat, right? So it was green and white ice cream, but with blueberry stuff mixed together to form out, I believe it was actually with green. I think it would make. Actually, I don't know what green and blue make. Anywho, from there, I then added in a little bit of some pink frosting stuff on the layers of a rim when I put it in a bowl, and then I just placed little bits of nutmeg on top because I needed to make someone feel better. Where I created the mystery cream. Now, the thing about the mystery cream is it always tastes different depending on who eats it. And for the person I served it for, they automatically felt like it was a giant rush of flavor and richness. Like something about the palette of how mysterious the color was of the ice cream with the nutmeg, and then having the frosting dipped around side of it made it come out superb for them. While when I tried it out for my friend of Lex, he said that the tasting of it was kind of weird. Like the nutmeg with the flavoring of the ice cream was kind of a mixed match, which is why it's called the mystery cream. And also the only ice cream dish I swore I would not make after those 2 servings. The next dish I've made was actually the first full-blown meat dish I've ever made, and I regret it. You see, I took two pounds of steak flesh, chopped it up, then I placed it into a pot to then just put it inside a little bit of a brothel thing in a different pot. Then I kind of sliced up some carrots, some celery, and kind of diced up some red bell peppers to toss in. And then I used a little bit of cumin, meat seasoning, and a dash of onion, where I created my first full-blown steak gumbo. And I regret making it because here's a small factor for you guys. I hate the smell of meat. Like, something about the smell of meat itself just repulses me, even though it kind of is something I have to still eat sometimes. Like, I don't really eat meat that much because it's not really my thing. I'm more pescatarian in taste, but it's something that I can't really stand the smell of because it just smells like suffering and fear from the animal. The next dish I remember making was just something from scraps. Like, I was in a place where they had little food, where they only had jam, bread, a slice of salami, a brick of cheese, and ramen. Not even like that you can make it a microwave kind of ramen. I mean like half-eaten ramen in the fridge. So I mixed that together for a stir fry, but here's the secret I added. I added a smidge of soy into the noodles that I ended up whipping together, like kind of entangling them into a small little spiral sort of noodle for a few columns of it. I then laced up the bread and the jam on the side to be sort of like jam crackers to be dipped by the noodles to eat that way. And then for the cheese, I just diced it up to put with the ramen, but I added a small bit of, I think, paprika with 1/2, and then I added a small little bit of some regular herb stuff I found just lying around. Not the herb stuff that I take. No. That's some stuff that kids should never take. I mean like actual seasoning herbs that I found outside. And it became my first actual experimental dish that I still have no name for, but it came out pretty decent. I mean, it wasn't really my best dish so far. I mean, I'm still working on my best dish so far, but it came out pretty decent. I mean, it made sure I ate well for the day, and the people that got some servings, they enjoyed it too. This wasn't my best dish because it was pretty much random. I think that's 6 dishes so far. If so, then alright. But if not, then I'm just gonna end it on this last one, which was a brand new one I made last year, which was an experimental breakfast food that I wanted to do by mixing omelets with a small bit of difference. You see, first I made the regular eggs like I always do. 4 eggs, beaten and battered with a slight little dash of milk and small bits of cheese. That's decent. But here's the kicker. As soon as I get them inside the pan, I have a separate pan with mushrooms, crab meat, and broccoli. I then start stirring that up, having it sauteed with some nice little seasoning stuff, draping it in some small little bits of wine it was incredibly sophisticated for what I was trying to do for these new techniques, as I was also putting a little bits of my own stuff that makes the omelets really good for me, or just like some small little seasoning things here and there of salt, pepper, and a little bit of oregano with it, while I just made sure that it just had the regular old tasting spices with the mushrooms, the broccoli, and the crab meat, where I then just put all this crab meat stuff and broccoli and mushrooms inside the omelet, flipped it inside, and then boom, I came up with my first ever breakfast dish of a veggie surf omelet, I call it. The veggie surf omelet. And for me, it was amazing. I felt so filled up. I felt so good. Like the taste of it rushed into my mouth so gladly that I felt like I was in Shingeki no Soma, and then all of a sudden I just transported myself into the sea where I saw the glory that is Atlantis. And as soon as I saw the bosom of Aphrodite, I then just came out just like, this is the breakfast food I should be making. Sadly, though, I did not make that dish ever again after last year because I've been kind of lacking on the ingredients. Needless to say, though, after just 7 dishes of experimentation and some stuff that I just made for just the shits and giggles, those are the only dishes I would say are part of my recipe repertoire. But as time goes on, that will change, where it'll be different dishes that will replace the 7 I've already said to even more stuff, because maybe I might be making my own food making segment on my main channel when I get all the equipment together and get a big kitchen. Just saying, it's a possibility. Anyway though, that has been the vlog of today, of just my culinary background for food, because I love food so much. After eating so much food over the entire world, I just wanted to eat more and make more. Oh my god, food, I love you. Anywho, if you guys want to have more vlogs from me, just let me know what you guys want me to talk about in the next one in the comments below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed this, and if you want to see me being more randomness, you can subscribe to this one, or if you want to see more concrete videos, go to my main channel. It is sublime, it is decent, and it's kind of funny. It's in the description below. So, my name has been Vince, I've been the Nomadic V, and take care, people.
Les rêves des amoureux sont comme le bon